The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 30-day challenge. This is Phil. I'm going to kind of run the recording and everything for Dave. And Jason's going to be here. Jason's going to talk about prospecting. So, Jason, are you there? Oops. Jason, are you there?
I'm here. How are you, Phil?
I'm doing good. And we're just going to let you take it away and carry on from there.
Hey, Phil.
Yes.
Can you all see my screen right now?
I can see your screen and we are recording. Yes, sir.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you. Well, great evening or afternoon or morning to everybody, all you awesome entrepreneurs. I hope you are doing fantastic. Hope your day was productive as well. And before we get started here, I want to give a congratulations and a shout out to Mr. Sean from the Facebook group and the Think Tank group. He just closed one of his first restaurants and could not be more proud of him. So congratulations, keep rocking. And if anybody else has any great success stories like that, please feel free to post it, whether it's in the forum, Facebook group. You can even email me directly. Like I really, really, really love hearing success stories like that. And those of you that just take action, and when you take action, good things happen. So if I left anybody out, I apologize, but please just send me that information, because it's no better fulfilling feeling than to hear those great successes. So congrats, my friend. Keep going. Today we're going to talk about prospecting, okay? And we're going to go over strategic steps to identify best buyer prospects. And we'll get into what is a best buyer in just a second here. But the general overview is we're going to discover who our best buyers are. And our best buyers are the people that have the highest probability of buying from us right now. Okay, these are the best prospects that are ready, able, willing to buy right now. So you probably have heard this sprinkled throughout your offline career or sales, if you ever done that in your time of selling, that a lot of times people say sales is about numbers. It's a numbers game. And I like to say it's really a game of targeting, because when you target the right prospects and you put your efforts in the right areas, then you already give yourself a increased advantage over a lot of other people. So we're going to identify who our best buyers are, so you can put your time, your energy, and your effort in the best areas, so you get results that much quicker. As I like to call, the fastest path to cash. We're going to develop a system to contact these buyers, and we're going to go over methods of contacting these prospects. And I do want to point out here that I'm going to, in a sense, leave you hanging, because tomorrow's topic is on the approach. Like, what are we actually going to say to these prospects once we identify these best buyers? So, today we're really setting and laying the foundation or the framework, and then tomorrow we're going to go into the actual approach. So, yes, I may leave you hanging today, but it's still going to be good information. But before we start, I want to tell you that, to preface this information, I'm going over what I've done. Okay, I'm going over what I did, what I do to this day. After you go over this training, as we go through it, you're probably going to think to yourself, man, there's probably other tools out there to do what Jason's doing, maybe a lot quicker or more effective, and that may be true. But again, I can only speak on my experience and what's worked very well for me. And I'm definitely looking forward to a lot of great tools, because I think I posted, not posted, but on one of the calls I talked about I think a timer, how I time myself for a task. And lot of people in the group say, oh, you don't have to go out and buy that. You can go here or go to this website or get this app. And you all are just so resourceful. So I know I'm going to have some good resources after this, and definitely feel free to post those. But interpret concepts based on where you're at, number 2. I want to let you all know that, as we go through this, there's some people on this call that already have established businesses, that this is just an addition, add-on to their current business. But then again, there's people here that are just getting started, that are looking to land their first client. There's people here that don't want to deal with their local space, and they want to go after what we call the big fish and land, 5 to 1,000, unit franchise stores and chains. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I just want you to interpret the concepts, and based on where you're at in your business at this point, use these to scale and approach based on where you're at, okay? Number 3, I want you to embrace your process. And what I mean by that is everybody in this space, the ideal goal is to always hit a home run hit, right? That when you contact the business for the first time, they're going to love you. They're going to say, oh, where have you been all my life? I've been waiting on your call. Everybody wants that. And the assumption is I'm going to land my client on my first correspondence. But the truth is it takes multiple touches. It's a multi-step process. It takes follow-up, keyword follow-up. But it takes embracing your process and understand that, sales, it's a cycle, and it does take time. So think long-term as we approach this. And last thing before we get started is today's training is going to be somewhat short. And the reason why is I want you to take the remaining time that we would be on this call for an hour and a half, to actually start implementing the homework as soon as we get off this call. So as soon as we end, as soon as we take a few questions, I want you to really just go ahead and start implementing the homework, and you'll see why, because it's all going to come into play tomorrow. So how to find best buyers. Okay, this is the most obvious here where we're going to start at. If you see on the upper left screen, there's a picture of a person grabbing the fruit. And this is an indication to say, find the low-hanging fruit. Like, we'll go after the easy ones. And you want to think about it from your everyday just routines or places that you go. Do you have any place that you frequently visit? Those are ideal candidates for finding your best buyers. Because oftentimes these places that you frequently visit, you developed a relationship to a degree with whether it's the manager or the owner. Do you know any places that the owners very well? Maybe do you have any hobbies? Do you have any hobbies? What are you into? And those are places that you may frequently visit a lot. What about favorite restaurants that you and your family or significant other eat at all the time? These are great low-hanging fruit resources, and because when you're already doing business with the place that you currently frequent, buy from, just show patronage to, then it's almost like this reciprocity type of feeling where if you were to approach an owner or a manager and you say, hey, listen, I've started doing offline consulting and I have some unique strategies to help you improve business at the push of a button. And I'd like to know, would you like to go over some of these ideas that I think could really help grow your business? I do a lot of business with you and just want to see if we can get together for a few minutes. And you'll be surprised, you all, that this really, really, really works. This is kind of how I got my starting. Go after the easy ones. So other question, and this is kind of your qualifying test. We're laying the framework here, okay? When you're going after your best buyers, you want to ask yourself, and you want to put your mind in this framework, do they advertise, okay? And the reason why you want to ask this question and discover if they advertise, because this shows that they care about their business. This is an indication that, hey, I'm looking to grow my business. I want more visibility. I want more exposure. I want to get my name out there more. I want more customers. And this shows a business that they care about growing your company. So places you can look are the doormat, or I'm sorry, the phone book, the Valpak coupon clipper, maybe the money mailer, the things that immediately go into the trash. This is going to be gold for you. This is money in your pocket. So hold on to these areas and marketing materials. Deal sites, like your Groupons, your Living Social. And I remember somebody posted in the Facebook group another good site to look for, because if you see businesses that advertise in deal sites, this is an indication that they believe in coupons. They believe in giving discounts. Not every business believes in offers and discounts, but this is a way of really just determining and filtering that information. Billboards, taxi or vehicle advertisements, and even TV commercials. So again, advertising will tell you and shows a business that they care about their business, but more importantly, it says they are spending money, right? So if they're spending money based on what's out there, all it is you conveying to them a more effective way of transitioning their advertising, and to do that with you, all right? Other thing is, are they making an attempt to advertise, right? And it's about spotting opportunity. Like Dave always talks about this. It's just about opening your eyes and just noticing. I want you, the next time you go out, next time you're in your town, your city, in a restaurant, in a business, just start opening your eyes and noticing opportunity all around you. And what you'll see in some places that they're making an attempt to advertise. Like this sign here says picnic recession specials. I thought that was kind of funny. And it says 3-course Trixie fried dinner for $19. But this is just a sign outside the restaurant. And obviously they took time to draw in chalk and draw that rooster and the special, and they want people to see it, right? But the thing is, this is a very ineffective form of advertising. So you could come in and spot that opportunity and just say, I can show you a more effective means of advertising that you can get your recession special for $19 to all your customers and not just a handful or a few. So these are areas that you want to spot. Other thing is, what other attempts are they making? So typically you'll see this in a restaurant. And what you'll see is, you just pay attention. Look at the register, and you'll see a bowl or a bucket, and they'll have business cards in there. And just a quick, simple qualifying question you can ask is, hey, what are you doing with all those business cards? How are you communicating with your customers? Because the thing is, 9 times out of 10, which I have found, that these businesses are doing absolutely nothing with all these business cards they're accumulating. They're not communicating with them, and if they are communicating with these people, they're not doing it in an effective way. So spotting this opportunity just tells you, your antennas are going to go up. Hey, they're making an attempt to get more business. They're making an attempt to engage with their current customers, and that's where you come in and instruct your stuff. Look on the receipts, right? This one says, thank you, we appreciate you. Don't forget to join our mailing list for more wine tastings. So in this example, this would be an email list. And you may be thinking, but hey, we're selling text marketing. Why? How could this apply to me? Well, here's the premise. Whether it's text marketing or a direct mail flyer you get in the mail, or just an email list, it's all direct response marketing. It is directly marketing to the end user or the customer to solicit a response. And the fact that a business may be building an email list, they are like primed for the picking. Like they're ready for you to talk to them because they at least understand the importance of communicating and getting back with people. So if you see an email list built and no SMS, that is an instant client, instant. You probably see this too. You know, they have signs on their door at the register saying like us on Facebook. You know, just simply ask, well, how are you communicating on Facebook? You know, why are you doing that? Well, I just want to get more specials and offers and deals and just want to touch my customers more. See, this lets you know that they are making an attempt to really drum up business with their existing customer base. So I hope this is making sense. But really, every business can use your service, okay? Every business needs more business. And it's not just about finding net new customers, because again, your position, you know, with selling SMS services, and I'm talking from a standpoint of retail establishments and restaurants, is to increase the customer frequency, is to get that customer to buy more from that business. So it's not just about finding new customers, which a lot of people want. You know, every business just wants more of it. They want you to spend more of your money with them. And that's why everybody can use text marketing. It's just the perfect positioning, okay? So now let's go into what I call, what is your fastest path to cash? Like, what will yield you the biggest reward for your efforts, and what are the advantages and the disadvantages of each? And just to preface this, you all, you know, I've made most of my money and most of the clientele that I have in the restaurant retail space. So that's the perspective that I'm speaking from, okay? And really, when you think about going after your best buyers, I break this down into 3 areas. Is the business a franchise? Is it local? Or is it corporate owned? So let's get into real quick what are the advantages and disadvantages of each. So for a franchise, the advantages are that they typically have a marketing budget in place and they allocate funds just for that, because when you think about it, they've already made an investment. You know, I think I haven't seen a restaurant franchise cheaper than, you know, $40,000 on up to $200K. So the fact that they've made an investment, a lot of these franchises, they typically have things in place that they want you, or they recommend that you allocate a certain amount of your budget just to marketing. Some of that budget that they have is allocated through the company marketing, but they also have wiggle room too to do miscellaneous marketing on their own. So they typically have a marketing budget. These are people that long term, because they know as soon as they open their doors, it's not going to be profitable. You know, it's in for the long run. They're putting in time. They understand that. And they're typically more business savvy. And the advantages of a franchise, if you can work with them and get in the door, is it can lead to several other markets. And that's what I'm in the process now. I work with a local Wingstop here, and we've been working together for a little bit over a year and a half now. And the relationship just kind of progressed, and he put me in contact with some of the marketing people at corporate, and we've been corresponding, and really I'm just trying to work out to take some of the burden off of what they do so I can route some money in my pocket. So what can happen is it can lead to other markets, which is in the process for me right now. Some of the disadvantages is you have red tape. You know, there's certain guidelines. Like when I was developing the Wingstop table tent, one of the marketing coordinators sent me other guidelines. I had to use a certain type of font. I couldn't use certain backgrounds. I had to use the exact Wingstop logo and image. It was just a lot of things that, you know, the whole goal was to preserve their name and their brand, which makes sense. But there's some red tape. It's typically a longer acquisition process. A lot of that is because it's sometimes hard to get with the owner. And not all franchises are this way, but typically, from what I've seen, you know, a franchise owner starts a franchise with the intent of starting another franchise. So when you're looking at talking to the decision maker, whether it be the manager, but in most cases the owner, it's kind of hard to get in contact with them because they're just not there, which makes your acquisition process just a tad bit longer for money in your pocket. The next is corporate. And with corporate, just like franchise, they typically have a marketing budget. But and a good thing about it is when you land one, you land several, okay? When you land one client, you typically land a lot because you're communicating with an individual, that appointee that may be over the district or the region. And once you get in, then you're good to go. This is that lever that moves a lot, okay? But the disadvantage of that, again, they have a lot of red tape with their marketing. It's a much longer acquisition process because you have to go through multiple steps to contact the people that you need to be in contact with as far as decision makers. There are oftentimes more strict guidelines, and again, it just takes a long time. But if I were to look at the three, which could be the yield the biggest result for you, it would be corporate. But again, it just takes longer. It just takes longer. The next area is local, and these are local businesses. These are non-franchises. Okay, these are the people that typically have the owner that is present, and you know who the owner is, and you know there's Bob or Chuck, the owner at the pizza place, the local barbecue joint. This is what I call your fastest path to cash. So the way I had to think about this when I got started was, what can I do to put money in my pocket the absolute quickest, right? And it was going after local businesses. And the reason why was because the decision maker was very easy to contact. They're typically working in their business. You know who they are. And if you don't know who they are, you can talk to the waiter or waitress and say, who's the owner? Oh, it's Bob. He just stepped out to go and get some food or supplies for the restaurant, for the business. They have a lot of flexibility in their marketing because they have no rules to anybody. They can basically do what they want, which helps you because you can do special campaigns and don't have to worry about certain font or background images in your design. You get a lot of flexibility, which is great. And when you do good work, the other advantage is you kind of get in the inner circle. And what I mean by that is local businesses and local business owners talk and network with other local businesses and business owners. It's kind of like this inner community. So if you do good work for one, then you start getting referred to other businesses and places that say, hey, you need to talk to this guy, or you need to talk to this girl, this gal here, because they did great work for me. I think they can help you as well. So that's the good advantage. The disadvantage is, and this is what I found, okay? I'm speaking from experience, so don't take this as just solely black and white, okay? I found a lot of the local business owners have short-term thinking, okay? And what I mean by that is a lot of them don't have a big marketing budget. Some of them live day to day and run their business from the seat of their pants at times. And from my experience in working with a lot of local business owners, to a degree, is made me not want to do business with local business owners. Not all of them. There's a lot of good ones, but in my experience, it's just the long-term thinking of, marketing campaigns take time, and it takes time to build it out and see the result, and it takes consistency in advertising. It's kind of like this microwave mentality in a sense. So just kind of throwing out my experience, you all. You typically have lower marketing budgets, and sometimes you don't have as much cooperation as you need. And the reason why is because the owner is the technician also. They're the people that are making the runs for the restaurant or business. They're ordering the supplies. When somebody doesn't show, they're in the back cooking. They're doing payroll also. They're making sure the front of the business is running successfully. So what happens is you have this owner that is doing everything in the business, and they just, hair on fire. I mean, they're super busy. They don't have time to even say hello to you in certain instances. So those are some of the disadvantages, but if you're just getting started and you're looking at, okay, what direction do I go? How do I put money in my pocket the quickest? Absolutely local businesses. Local businesses all day long, okay? So now what we're going to do is, and here's the steps. I brought you through kind of what you're looking for your best buyers. And then we talked about, best buyers as far as corporate, local, franchise. Now we're going to create this list. And the higher view of what we're going to do is create a prospect list. And from this prospect list, we're just going to exercise and work it. We're going to work it until these people eventually become clients of ours. But we're putting everything in just one central location. Are you all with me so far? Hopefully we are. I can't see the question box, so Phil, hopefully we're doing good. Hopefully we're doing good.
You're doing good.
Step one.
Great.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. Step one is we're going to create a Google Doc, okay? And what we're going to do is create a spreadsheet. And if none of you all ever created a spreadsheet in Google Docs, it's very awesome, because if you want to outsource this, or maybe have somebody that's helping you out in your company, your business, to add to your prospect list or edit it, or you can even share it, you can just do this all in the cloud. It's just pretty cool. So I like it more so than just doing it on Excel or Numbers, which is equivalent of Excel on Mac. So just create a Google Doc. That's what we're going to do first. And if you don't have a Gmail account, just set one up. You can do it in seriously 30 seconds. And what you're going to do is create spreadsheet, okay? And the next step, what you're going to do is in your top cells, you're going to segment and build the list with the following areas. I'll get into it in a moment, but the most important is advertising. Is it local? Is it franchise? Is it corporate? And then are they making advertising attempts? You hear, Phil?
Yes, sir.
All right. I didn't know if you wanted to say something. I seen you hopped on.
No, that's Dave.
Oh, okay.
That's
Hey,
Dave. Just got back, guys.
Hey. All right. So next what we're going to do is we're going to create our best buyer list. And this prospect sheet basically allows you to keep track of all your efforts. As you get more info, on the business, then all you do is just continue to update it and fill it in. Now, I like doing this in Google Docs because as you update it, it automatically saves. Like every few seconds, it saves it. So it's just a good central location that you can just see all your information on. And as we go through this again, as I alluded to, some of you tech people are going to say, "Oh, I know a scraper that can do that. That can get these leads." That's cool. That's fine and dandy. Just take these concepts, and then you can use whatever tools that you have to make this most effective. I'm going over what I did and what works for me, okay? So you want to segment it by the business, the contact name, the email, the franchise, local or corporate, the address, the city, all this information, as much information as you can, okay? And here's the categories to break this down. As far as what is the owner's name, the manager's name, do you have an email address for them? Again, are they corporate, franchise, or locally owned? Does the business advertise? Are they making in-store advertising attempts like the Fishbowl, or like us on Facebook, or join our email club? And then just have another category at the far end for notes. So this is information that you're going to have in your spreadsheet, and as you get more information, you're just going to update it. Again, a very simple way to make this happen. So this is kind of like your central zone for prospecting, and you're going to use this and embrace your process with multiple touches, as we talked about, multiple touches, to turn those people in from prospects to eventually clients. So one thing too is we talked about is there's lead scrapers. There's a ton of them on the market. I mean, a ton. Like every other day, I'm seeing something from the Warrior Forum about a great lead scraper. Dave actually posted a great piece of information today from Chad Wyatt. So I would definitely check that plug-in and check it out. And Dave, if you want to touch on that for a second, you want it to wait, just let me know. But I think from the video I seen, it looked like a very good tool. Really did.
Yeah, it's a nice little plug-in. I don't have it up in the members area yet because today kind of got long. So I'm working on getting that page up now, and maybe we'll do a quick walkthrough on that guy tomorrow night.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Facebook is another way to get leads. I'm going to, I'll send that information to the team, and they'll post it with this video after the recording. I just created a quick 3-minute video that goes over how to generate leads just using Facebook. It's pretty neat, pretty neat. Google Places, online directories, just other areas that you can just type in your city restaurants, right? And you're going to see a lot of Google Places listings, directories from like Yelp, Urban Spoon, TripAdvisor. A lot of times, if these companies or businesses, have information about their listing, you can oftentimes find an email address. And again, the whole goal is you want to use this spreadsheet, your prospect sheet, to gather as much information as you can and continue to update it. And then we're going to work that spreadsheet until these people become clients. This is exactly what I did, and this is what I do today. You can look in their business site too. You can oftentimes find contact information as well. So just a few ending thoughts. This prospect process is geared at helping you best approach prospects that are ready, able, and willing to buy. That's the whole goal of what everything we just went over today. And your homework for today is to organize your Google spreadsheet in a tiered fashion by advertising. Are they a local, corporate, franchise business? And what I want you to do is add 5 businesses today. And Dave, what I told him in the beginning of the call was I was purposely making this short because we're going to go over the actual approach methods tomorrow on the call as far as the approaching to connect the framework that we're laying today and then connect it tomorrow. But I wanted them to take this extra time that we would normally be on the call to actually do this homework right now as soon as we get off the call. And it'll make perfect sense tomorrow once we go over all of it.
Well, and that makes a lot of sense to me too. I mean, because in a half hour here, you can have your entire plan for tomorrow structured.
Yep.
So if you just get off this call here and do it, really, by the end of Wednesday, you can have that first client, maybe your first 5. So that's a good plan.
Absolutely. So yeah, when we get off this call, you all don't just go into your normal activities, because normally you would be on this call another 30 minutes. So I wanted to do it this way. It made it short so we could have that time and just start building your prospect list. And tomorrow we're going to go over some great methods to really just land those clients and get the meeting. And once you get those meetings, then you will land clients and collect checks. So I am done. That is the shortest webinar I have done in a while. So if anybody has any questions, I'm here. But I wanted to keep this short so you all had time to do the homework.
Yeah, there are some questions, Jason, and let's see. According to the call, Tom wants to approach a doctor about appointment reminders. Can you talk about the best way to go after doctors?
Hey, I wish I could.
Hang on, man. J.A., can we get you on a Thursday think tank call to talk about that maybe? Buddy, pal, friend of mine? Would you be willing to pop on for 10, 15 minutes here? Not tonight, but maybe on Thursday or something like that. I know.
Maybe.
Maybe. Don't give me a maybe. Will you do it or not? Just 10 minutes of your time, man. Just cover the two biggest hurdles. Can I count on you for that in the future? Yeah, he'll do it. I don't give a shit what he says. He'll do it.
He said maybe.
We got a guy here on the call who's in that business, so to speak, and been in that business for a long time. And I don't want to expose too much of what he's got going on, but if there's anybody on the call that's intimate with that niche, various recruiting tactics involving doctors and the medical profession, this would be the guy. So I'll give you a shout tomorrow, dude, and we'll see if we can't figure that out. I know that would really help the group out.
All right. Any suggestions for lawyers?
I work with retail and restaurants. But
And
here, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, there's here's my take on that is if you have a reason to chase those niches, right? So like if you know something about that niche, if you know a bunch of lawyers, if you're part of a group that represents lawyers, if you already have lawyers as customers, great, cool, go for it. If you don't, and you're picking a niche to go after, the low-hanging fruit here is, like Jason says, is retail and restaurants. With restaurants should be your primary focus, guys. That's the low-hanging fruit, and that's the easy sale with the high ROI. That's easy to quantify and easy to justify. There's no reason to go get creative here with niches. I can walk from here to the corner and pass 3 restaurants that don't have anything going on with mobile or SMS, and the minute you set them up, you can start showing them results. Now with a lawyer, you're going to have to work your ass off. You may get them results in 6 or 8 months, because let's face it, not every lawyer it's just not going to work as effectively as a restaurant. Everybody needs to eat 3 times a day. Not everybody needs to sue somebody. And that's an important thing to keep in mind. If there's a reason to go after them, well, then you already know the answer to that question. If there's not a reason to go after them, then go hit a restaurant. And Bill's got a good point, too. Lawyers are a huge pain in the ass to work with. You know why? Because if they decide not to pay you, they're just not going to pay you. And there's not a damn thing you're going to do about it. They're lawyers. So just keep that in mind and chase the easy stuff if you're just getting started. If you're already doing some stuff and it's a little more advanced, cool, go for it. But the low-hanging fruit here is that retail and restaurant segment, guys.
Absolutely.
Jason, do you have a spreadsheet template that everybody can use?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send that over as well, Phil.
Okay.
I'll just send that to Eric, and we can get
that
posted once they post the video. So yeah, I'll do that.
All right. And I just saw it pop in the question box. Ken's being a smartass here and says, and bikers, okay? Right? But let's think. I know exactly what Ken's talking about. Ken's probably been on a call where he's overheard me talk about doing some SMS at Sturgis this year, right? So he's poking a little fun at me. But let's take that seriously for a second. What are we going to be doing at Sturgis? We're going to be promoting restaurant specials to bikers, right? We're going to be using text messages to give away, free drinks and free cheeseburgers and free corn dogs and free mini donuts to get the bikers to come in and hopefully, ultimately, buy a T-shirt. That's what we're doing. So we're still within that retail and service niche. So if you think about that says a lot about what we're talking about here tonight, guys.
It's good.
Uh-oh, did we lose me?
No, you're there. I was just looking through the
I got a
questions.
big red warning box.
No, you're still there. You're fine.
Oh, okay.
Jason, let's see here. Can you go back to the slide with the action steps, please?
Which one?
I think that was
The best buyer list, like what you're going to create your categories on your spreadsheet with?
Sure.
Which
I'm
one?
not sure if that's the one they wanted, but that's fine. Let's see. I don't see any other.
I'll scroll through some from here.
Bikers, realtors. I think Dave pretty much covered the lawyer problem. Do we need the owner's names?
Phil, your mic's up on top of your head.
No, it's not, but I'll speak up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. That's pretty much covered. I don't see any other questions in here that...
I promise you tomorrow we will connect the dots of all this stuff.
One thing that Michael is wanting to clarify, you charge clients $100 to $150 a month for basic SMS services. That's a question.
It depends. You know, I have a client that I charge $297 for, and the only reason is because the restaurant is pretty large, and just based on how many unique customers they have, how many transactions they have per month, you know, that, and then I incorporated how many people, a percentage that I could get on a list, and the frequency of messages they would be sending. Then that's how I priced it, so I still win and I'm profitable. So it's not just a black and white figure, but a lot of it is based on that restaurant's numbers, and that's something that when you have your meetings, which we'll go over in future trainings, you know, you'll discover how to mine that information to see what's appropriate to charge. But on average, my rate is about $200 a month just for SMS.
And CC says, why don't you have a set price for everyone based on the number of texts they buy?
Say that again, Phil?
Why don't you have a set price for everyone based on the number of texts they buy?
I can't answer that. I just don't do that. I mean, you can definitely do that if you choose, kind of make a pricing sheet, but you know, I don't, because I'll give you an example too. If I give you a prime example, one restaurant that I work with has, it's a Thai restaurant, and another one is a barbecue place. Okay, the barbecue place doesn't really pay money in advertising at all. Okay, it was just a project that we did. He just wanted to get more business, but the seating arrangement, as far as how many people can fit in that restaurant, compared to the Thai place, was around the same. But I charged the Thai place more than the barbecue joint because the perceived value in the restaurant is more upscale. So just based on that, and then there's also different dynamics that this Thai place has a bar. I'll be sending out other type of specials too. We'll most likely be segmenting the list. Just based on those dynamics, I charge more. So that's why I don't have a set pricing, because even though the restaurant may be the same seating-wise, you know, the dynamics of the restaurant, the type of place it is, can be different and vary. And that's why I don't have a set pricing sheet. But you're more than glad to do that if it makes it easier for you.
Well, it depends on whether you like the person or not, too, whether you want to charge them more, right?
Yeah.
Doug asks if he wants to approach realtors, but he sees more real estate magazines offering SMS with their advertising. Does that make this a dead niche?
I'll take that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, the calls, plural, that I've given the recordings to you guys, those are magazine level, okay? But what you're still what's still not happening is the realtors using it individually. I mean, some of them are. It's certainly a little tougher game than it was a year and a half ago when I made the big splash with it. But driving around, when you look at these for sale signs and you look at the realtors' private advertising, it's still not being used widespread. There's still a ton of opportunity there. Less and less every day. You know, I'd like to think that I had something to do with that, but I don't know for sure. But there's a lot of places out there where it's just not being used at all. So, I mean, you have to be a little more selective, but there's still opportunity there, in my opinion. You know, that's my take on it.
Okay. Let's see. Things jumped. Do you have data redemption of coupons relative to how much you charge?
No, I have average redemption rates, but not relative to my charge. My rates in my area vary from about 8 to 17%.
Does anybody have experience with marketing SMS to churches?
I've never done that.
I know there's two people on the call that do, but I don't know if they'll speak up, and I don't want to out them.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
You
I've
know,
never done that.
J.A., I'll out him any chance I get, but these other guys, I don't want to spill their business here. But you know, there's in my opinion, the way you sell SMS to a church is as a communication tool, right?
Yes.
I don't think it's necessarily advertising, right? But there's nothing says that you can't work a deal with that church to use that list to sell some cross-marketing to some businesses that already support the church.
And there's another, some of that cross-marketing can be used for fundraising too for the church, for the different groups.
Absolutely. We're going to actually talk about that. You guys last week on Thursday's call, we brainstormed. Is Art here, by the way, tonight? I don't know if he is or not. I don't see the question box. But we brainstormed a little bit on how to apply SMS to the wedding DJ, which was tough, required a lot of creativity, and there was a lot of people on the call that had some awfully good ideas last Thursday. So on last week's call, I kind of asked the question, do you guys like doing this stuff, you know, talking about brainstorming these tough and creative business models? And the response was an overwhelming yes. So we're going to do that again this week on Thursday, and I've got a couple of niches that are a little more difficult as far as dialing in a system. And the reason I want to cover these on this call is really to get the creative process going, you know, and get everybody get everybody thinking outside the box. Okay, Art's here. Still have to watch the replay. Art, you need to watch that replay because we did it just for you, brother. And there was lots and lots of good stuff that applies to your specific question on that call. But I really enjoy the brainstorming. I know you guys really enjoy the brainstorming, and there's a lot of opportunity being born from that brainstorming. Are you guys digging the 30-day challenge so far? What do you think? Because I'm going to spill the beans here just a little bit. Yeah. Not just yes, but hell yes. I agree. Jason and I spent about an hour on the phone earlier today, and we had a great brainstorming call, didn't we, Jason?
I'm still excited about it.
Right. And we're not going to talk too much about what we talked about yet, but there's probably another 30-day challenge coming after the SMS challenge is what I'm going to tell you. And Jason and I are working on some business models together that Jason's putting in place that are truly phenomenal. I'm talking about no pitch, no selling whatsoever, and building an entire network based on other people's customers. Okay, so that's the kind of brainstorming we want to do here. And after we get through this 30-day SMS challenge, we're probably going to talk a little bit more about that. So we might make it 3 days, Dr. Jones. Might not be 30 days. I'm just saying. You know, I'm just saying. So we've got some exciting stuff coming for the Thursday Think Tank, coming down the pipe here, so to speak. So lots and lots of good stuff going on. Jason, if you're done here, I want to give everybody a couple of updates. I know some of you are having trouble finding some stuff over in the members area because we've been associating it with the individual calls, like, for instance, where Jason's Bible is and where some of my stuff is. So we'll be doing some slight rearranging in the members area over the next couple of days and moving homework and spreadsheets and things like that to a resources tab, so they'll be a little bit easier to find. I posted in the Facebook group today a couple of things. First of all, the new plugin that Jason was talking about, and we'll do a little overview on that tomorrow. That'll be up in the members area sometime in the morning. And then also have negotiated a deal with Christopher Griffin to give the Thursday Think Tank his Magic Box marketing pack that he offered along with the Magic Box software last week. So that'll be up in the Thursday Think Tank members area tomorrow as well. So we're going to give that stuff to you guys. And then I think, don't quote me, but we've also got another plugin coming tail end of the week that you're really, really going to dig. So, Kimberly, the Facebook group is available at facebook.com/groups/Thursday Think Tank. And if you just go to Facebook and do a search for Thursday Think Tank, you'll find it. And if you request approval, we will get you set up. Tom says, Dave, Thursday Think Tank has been a pleasure, not like other gurus constantly pitching the next best WSO. Nah, we'll never do it, Tom. When we started the Thursday Think Tank, I said from the beginning, this is not going to be a forum for me to pitch WSOs, and we have never promoted anything to the Thursday Think Tank, and we never will. So, CC says, Coupon Builder news. Training videos on the Coupon Builder will be up tomorrow. And all of the training videos and the final version, I don't want to say the final version, but the final stable version 1 is actually up now. So I'm adding a widget to it tonight. We're adding a Get Directions widget to it. And then we've got some ideas for version 2 that we're going to talk about as well. So Brian says, wait, Dave, could you explain what's going to happen after the 30-day challenge? Brian, I could, but I won't. Stay tuned. Film at 11, as they say in the TV business. And you guys know that I am the man that put the D in business. So, let's see. For appointment reminders, should I use ARP or will it be in WB SMS 6? You should be using ARP for a dedicated appointment reminder system, and it does integrate with WB SMS version 6. So that's the most robust way to do it. And one of the really cool things about the Appointment Reminder Pro software is it actually can share a phone number with your version 6. It's one of the few Twilio-based pieces of software that can actually do that. So, any app builder news? I'll have that announcement on Thursday's call, JR, and I'll tell you exactly how that's going to go. So, well, we just turned a half-hour call into an hour, and now you guys still have to go do the homework. So I think we should probably wrap it up for the night, and Phil, you can shoot me that recording when you have it, if you would please, sir. And I apologize for being late, but I had some things going on.
Sorry, Dave, I muted you. I apologize.
Oh.
It jumped just as I muted myself.
Yeah, I know, it does that. Let's see. Yeah, Jason, no problem. Hit me up on Skype. It's not going to be tonight, but I'll be around tomorrow, and hit me up. Yes, Bob, we still do need some testers tomorrow. I'm looking for a handful of people that will help us out with some final testing on the version 6. If you can make it tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, please put a support ticket with tester in the subject line, and we'll get you a link to where you need to be to get that done. So I'm done talking. I've been talking all day. I'm done talking. If you guys are done, we'll wrap it up.
We're done.
Done.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you being here. Tomorrow night, big stuff. Jason's going to put all the pieces of tonight's puzzle together and actually get you moving and getting those clients, which we all know is the goal of the 30-day challenge. So I'm glad you're all here, and I appreciate you being part of the Thursday Think Tank. It's you guys, you guys succeeding that makes this all worthwhile. So we will see you all tomorrow night, and have a great evening.
Hey, thank you all. Take care.